Hi there! Our lesson today is on plane shapes. And at the end of this lesson, we should all be able to identify symmetrical plane shapes, locate lines of symmetry of objects in the school and homes, distinguish between vertical and horizontal lines, and also indicate the 4 cardinal points and relate the setting and rising of the sun on the cardinal points of the east and west. Now we ask ourselves, what are plane shapes? A plane shape is a flat or two-dimensional shape. As the name implies, it has only 2 dimensions, length and width. Examples of plane shapes are squares, rectangles, triangles, rhombuses, trapeziums, parallelograms, pentagons, and lots more. Some plane shapes have 1 or more lines of symmetry, while others do not have any line of symmetry. Now, do you know what a line of symmetry is? A line of symmetry is an imaginary line that passes through the center of a shape and divides it into 2 identical halves. Let's take a look at some examples of symmetrical figures. Shapes that cannot be divided into 2 identical halves are called asymmetric shapes or figures. A line of symmetry can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. Horizontal lines are lines that go sideways from left to right or right to left. Vertical lines, on the other hand, move from top to bottom. Diagonal lines are lines that are neither vertical nor horizontal. They are drawn from one corner to another. Now let's explore some plane shapes to find out their lines of symmetry. A square has 4 lines of symmetry, vertically, horizontally, and diagonally on both sides. A rectangle has 2 lines of symmetry, one vertical and the other is horizontal. This is an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle has 3 lines of symmetry, vertically and diagonally on both sides. This is a rhombus. A rhombus has 2 lines of symmetry, each along the diagonals. This, on the other hand, is a trapezium, and this is a parallelogram. Both of these shapes have no line of symmetry. Now moving on, let's learn about cardinal points. Cardinal points are 4 main points of the compass. They are north, east, south, and west. The points between the cardinal points are called secondary cardinal points and are northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. These cardinal points help us when we are reading a map, driving, or giving directions to a place. The cardinal point tells us where the sun rises from and where it sets. Now, do we know which cardinal point the sun rises from? You are correct. It rises in the east and sets in the west. Look at the map of Nigeria. We can also divide it according to the 4 cardinal points: north, east, south, and west. Where on the map is Adamawa State? That is correct. It is in the northeastern part of the country. And with this, we now come to the end of today's lesson on plane shapes. Let's quickly review what we have learnt about plane shapes. We learnt that a plane shape is a flat or two-dimensional shape. And examples of plane shapes are squares, rectangles, triangles, rhombuses, trapeziums, etc. We also learnt that a line of symmetry is an imaginary line that passes through the center of a shape and divides it into 2 identical halves. And finally, we learned that the 4 main cardinal points are north, east, south, and west. And now it's assessment time. Here are some questions for you to attempt.